Hey, what is up, Slime Pack Nation? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This is not a trucker's vlog. This is more of an informational video for truckers. So if you're not a trucker, share this video with any trucker you know. Hopefully it can help somebody. The day that I'm recording this video, it is May the 11th. I'm gonna try to get this video out to y'all on this Saturday because the Blitz Week's supposed to start between May the 14th and the 16th. They saying, you know, it may start earlier than that for some states. But on my way home, I seen a lot of trucks pulled over on the side of the road, and I actually seen some officers at some people's truck at like the rest areas. This was whenever I was coming between Virginia and North Carolina. So polices were out heavy, DOT, state troopers, whichever ones it was out heavy. I was scrolling on TikTok day before yesterday, and I meant to put this video out yesterday, but I already had a video scheduled. If you don't know, it is a DOT Blitz Week. So if you are a new driver and you've never been out trucking during this time of the year, this video right here will help you out a lot. It's a lot of information. It's not coming from me, but it's coming from somebody who has spoken with a DOT officer, with somebody that's working around that area. And I reached out to her and I asked her, could I share her video with my YouTube? And she said, sure. So I'm not like those other people who be stealing people content, you know, and using it like some people be doing my content. But I just wanted to share this video with y'all because I know a lot of my subscribers don't watch TikTok or don't have TikTok. And then a lot of people may not have seen this video because at the time when I seen the video, it wasn't not many people had watched it. So after this clip, that's what y'all gonna be hearing. So if you are a driver and you driving, this is not a video that you have to actually look at and watch. I may put some clips in for the people that are watching on TV. The person who is giving this information, they didn't really have like anything for you to see. They were just talking to the camera. They didn't have the camera on them. But I will put their TikTok link in the description if y'all want to go follow them. So make sure y'all like this video, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And to all my vet truckers, super truckers, if you have anything that can help the drivers out, leave a comment down below.
Good Thursday morning from a rainy Georgia. Next week kicks off the CVSA road check through 72-hour 3-day blitz that the truck drivers will be going through. I spoke to a DOT officer that I've known all my life last night. He gave some warnings and some heads up for truckers, so I'm going to try and get through them very quickly. Flatbedders and oversized are going to be hit pretty hard during this blitz. Load securement, tarping, making sure you have the proper amount of chains and straps for said loads, that your permits are okay. They're going to be checking the air brakes, like always, pretty much doing, you know, a DOT level 1. They're looking to make sure you don't have a leak behind the trailer and parking brake in the truck. Lights, airlines, same shit, different day. They are going to be looking at our CDLs. When you get called in, they're going to make sure that everything's good on it. They're going to be checking all that good stuff, anything they can check. Let's see what else. Your paperwork, it's got to be all in order, everything up to date. Make sure you're checking that. Should be checking that monthly, but I know a lot of people don't. They will be doing drug and alcohol. He could not elaborate on that because every state's going to do it different. If you do have prescription drugs on your truck, just make sure you have the bottle that it came in, you know, that it's the right amount. If you have alcohol in your truck, might want to kick it out the door till this is over. To each his own. City kitties and county mounties and non-DOT CMV certified Smokey Bears are going to be participating by watching what we're doing on the road, meaning improper lane changes, distracted driving, aggravated driving, aggressive driving, not maintaining the lanes that we're supposed to be in. I know a lot of states say trucks can't be in this lane, trucks can't be in this lane. Make sure you're paying attention to those because they are going to be able to pull you over for that, and they are. It has been said. Those of you that don't have headsets for your phone and think it's okay to put it up to your ear and drive, go right ahead. You're going to get a ticket for it if you're not wearing your seatbelt. That is what they are going to be harping on. So this year they drug in the other officers to make sure we're obeying those laws and rules. When you go in for DOT, make sure you have tennis shoes on. If you have flip-flops on, I'm not sure about Crocs, I didn't ask, but you are going to have on proper shoe attire, foot attire, whatever you want to call it. There is a statute in the Green Book that states, you're not supposed to drive with flip-flops. It's supposed to have shoes on, boots, closed-toed, that kind of thing. So they're going to be addressing that. If you have things hanging down from your windshields, I think it's 4 inches is what the statute says in the Green Book. They are going to be asking you to remove that stuff. If not, it's a citation. If you have little things hanging from your mirrors and front bumpers and all that good stuff, y'all know what I'm talking about. They're going to be asking you to remove those because they're not complicit. Let's see. Hit on the paperwork, all that. They are going to be doing checks on reefer and van drivers for securement because we are supposed to have securement on every load, whether it be a strap, a load bar, whatever. Even us van and reefer haulers are supposed to have that stuff. So make sure you have that. Make sure you know your company's policy if they break the seal, what you need to do, how you need to go about that so you don't get in trouble with the receiver. That's pretty much everything I can think of he addressed. Pretty much it's a level 1 DOT. They're just picking on a few extra things. They're going to be looking harder to make sure your CDL is valid, to make sure your med card is valid. That's another thing he said, make sure you have your med card on you. Even though we attach it to their license, they're still going to want to see the paper copy. If you have something on your CDL that you shouldn't have or that could get you in trouble, make sure you clear it up before next week. Some states, he said, are starting this Sunday and going for a full week. He would not elaborate. So just an FYI, city kitties, county mounties, and non-certified DOT, CMV state troopers are going to be hitting for parking and no parking areas. Yesterday, coming down the interstate through, it was Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia, they were ticketing drivers for parking and no parking, for parking on ramps. If there was a no parking sign, they were ticking it. All states have been asked to do this with this CMV check thing. So if you park on a ramp or park somewhere it says no parking, you may get a knock on the door. They will be pulling out the mobile units this year. So if you're like some of us and want to bypass the scales, just be wary. Even though it's a back road, if they can find a place to pull you over, they can still DOT you. He said you can always ask an officer that's pulling you over if he is DOT CMVE certified. If he's not, he can't ticket for you for stuff out of the Green Book, but he can like other stuff. But yeah, watch parking on the ramps, speeding, driving distracted, like those of you that I saw last night and this morning watching movies and that kind of stuff on your tablets that are on your dashboard. Might not want to do that next week unless you want a ticket. I was also told that if you get a ticket for the not having a headset and being with your phone up to your ear, it's pretty hard to find another job once you get that. So take that with a grain of salt. One reason I wanted to bring this to light is also each state, or like a region is what he called it, is given like 50 to 60 trucking companies that have the worst CSA records possible. And they're going to be targeting those companies, whether they be flatbed, oversized, reefer, van, tanker, whatever. And you can pretty much assure they're going to get DOTs on that. So if your company has a pretty bad CSA score, just expect to get this. TA and Petro are doing free mid-trip inspections until May 12th. That means you can go in and get your tractor and trailer looked at, and if something's wrong, you get it fixed then, and at least you kind of have an idea that you're okay, that you're not got some air bag leaking or airline leaking or hose that you can't see leaking. Just a good idea. He's the one who told me to make sure everybody knew that, so just doing that part. But again, they're not playing around on this CVSA road check. Some states are starting on Sunday and going to Sunday. Some states are starting on Mondays. Some states are starting on Wednesdays, and some states are just doing it during the regular period. It's an all hands on deck. They're out for us this year because of all the BS that's been going on. If you work for a company, and I'm not going to call out any of the companies, that has a lot of drivers and a lot of new breed drivers, I would suggest before you leave anywhere you do a very proper pre-trip on your trailer and tractor, because a lot of these new age drivers just hit the button on the dash and do it. I'm calling you out because I've seen you do it. Nobody gets out and lifts their hood every morning very much anymore, and if they do, they're the old school drivers. They don't do a pre-trip when they pick up their trailers at a shipper or receiver. They just want to go, go, go. Y'all need to be making sure you're doing proper pre-trips, because if you picked up that trailer, I would be taking it somewhere and getting a DOT on it and just telling the company, look, I want to make sure it's good before I get this. I think the company would rather spend $100-200 for a DOT rather than get a citation and possibly you get shut down. Y'all be safe this week. Remember, summer's starting Sunday, and they have called out the county mounties, the city kitties, and the state troopers to come out and help them with stuff on the road. Also, they will have the mobile units out. They can DOT you in a rest area. He said if you have a sign or something that says you're on a 10-hour break, they will not bother you. But if you are parked in a no parking area in a rest area, they are going to wake you. Just stating the facts, letting y'all know. Come at me in the comments. I don't care. This was just a PSA. Y'all have a good Thursday.